I went to Squid Game The Experience in London. Let's talk about it. So my good friend Ramon Daniel invited me to attend this experience, and I'm so glad he did because we had an absolute blast. When you first get in, you're assigned a locker so you can leave anything large at the front. After that, you go and collect your wristband, and as you walk to the main part of the venue, you can see there are loads of photo opportunities along the way. Once you get a bit further in, you queue up, and you might randomly see the recruiter walking past you at this time, and you're given a random number to compete with. Ramon got 41 and I got 48. Then there's a little photo opportunity before the game starts. Before, just like in the show, you have to get your picture taken, and this will be the picture that will be used throughout the rest of the challenges. Then you enter a very familiar looking room. Obviously it's not as large as the one from the TV show, but it's still really impressive and felt very surreal actually. There's a little countdown before the recruiter comes in and has a word with you all.
Welcome. Thank you for accepting our invitation. It's an honor to have you in this competition. If you want to back out, do so now. I'm serious. You won't have another chance.
And if you listen closely, he actually wishes me good luck as he's walking past.
Good
The
luck.
first game is about to
Your
begin.
game's begin now.
Please remain standing and pay attention to the screens. I'll repeat. Please remain standing and pay attention to the screens.
Number 48.
Although I think it was just because I was in his line of sight and also in his way. After that, you're separated into two teams, and unlike the show, it's not based on your vote, it's just a random thing. But I was still luckily paired with Ramon. Then you all queue up before entering the next room for the first game.
You may now move to the door in your colour, blue or red. Your coaches will direct you from here, but never forget, I am watching, always.
And before you start, they'll have a brief explanation on the TV, and that's throughout every single game.
You go first, and then when you fall, I'll just learn from your mistakes.
So this one was a bit different from the show because it was actually a memorization game. And although I failed, Ramon completed it and topped it off with an amazing celebration. So this room actually takes a while because there's quite a few of you and only a few lanes. Next, you get a first glance at the leaderboard. And I managed to do somewhat okay because there was a checkpoint in the game and I passed that. Then you're moved on into the next room.
Look at that light coming through.
And this room's set design was amazing. And yet so simple, just like the show. Again, we were shown instructions.
Your opponents in this game are the players around your table.
And it was a marble throwing game where you had to try to do two things. First, make sure you don't lose your marbles. Second, try and capture the most amount of marbles so you can win. This one, Ramon had a strong start and I had a strong finish. So luckily I got to go forward and claim my points. And then again, just as it was shown previously, the updated leaderboard pops up. We also had some time to kill after that, so we just started messing around before we were called over and went into the next room. So in this room, we actually had to all work together. We'd be playing the game Jackie, and we only had to hit it up 3 times within the time limit. This was actually so much harder than I thought it was going to be, but also really fun because everyone was cheering us on, as in everyone on our team anyway. Ramon managed to finish this before me, and then shortly after, I managed it as well. But unfortunately, there were a few people on our team that didn't manage it, and ultimately we lost to the other side. So again, we had to go scan our wristbands, but this time for 0 points. After that, we went into the next room where the other team were, and then our team got mocked a bit for losing.
Everything is about winning.
But after that we moved on to the next room, and this one was the one I was waiting for. Red light, green light is so iconic within the show, and this was such a cool experience. I just wish that the room was a bit bigger. But yeah, because our team lost, we were put in worse positions, so we were standing at the back. But luckily I found a gap that I could exploit and it worked out. But yeah, then again I was mocked for no reason.
This must be riveting content for you, 48. He's filming. Can you believe it?
I couldn't actually stop recording because once they're looking at you, if you move, you obviously have to start from the beginning again. I don't know how much time I had left when I finished it, but Ramon chose to make it as dramatic as it was in the show, and you can see the cutoff point, so there were a few people that didn't make it. Then we all explored the room a bit because, I mean, again, it's so iconic. And then we checked out the updated leaderboard, and me and Ramon were actually doing quite well. Then we moved on into the next room for the final game.
Oh wow.
It doesn't show as well on the camera, but there was a lot of smoke in this room, and it really added to the intensity. But out of all of us, they chose a top player to stand in the middle and not actually have to compete. And then the game begun for the rest of us. I didn't manage to actually record my own attempts this time because I was so focused on the game. But unfortunately for both me and Ramon, we made it to the shape on time, but we both got pushed off by other people. And there's no VAR for this one, unfortunately, so we couldn't appeal that decision. So instead, we just stood at the back and watched the rest of the game play out. And even from the side, you could feel the intensity with the lights and the music. It was really good. Then the frontman came out and spoke to the winner of the game and also the winner of the games overall.
With these particular players, something unusual is called for. We appreciated your participation in the games to such an extent that I want to challenge you to one last game myself.
And it all went down to the wire in a game of rock, paper, scissors. And it's quite poetic that the girl that had been leading most of the time went on to win the whole thing.
We have a winner!
And she got to choose between a small prize for everyone else or a big prize for herself. And although a lot of us were telling her to choose the prize for herself, she chose to share her prize with everyone else, and I think it was a discount that you get at the shop. And that was the end of our game and the whole Squid Game experience. Overall, this was so much fun. There were so many photo opportunities. The whole vibe of the place was amazing. I imagined that it was going to be fun, but I still had even more fun than I expected. Again, a huge shout out to Ramon for inviting me out, as long as he doesn't invite me to a real Squid Game event where my life is actually on the line. And yeah, let me know if you've been to this experience already, or if after watching this video you're planning to go.